Hello community, and welcome to this Tuesday training. Today we're going to be talking about the foundational idea that sort of helped me transform my life over the last 5 or 6 years, and that is the foundation of everything that I teach. And it's a simple idea. It's not complicated, but I think it's being conscious of it that makes all the difference. So here's what it is. It is not our circumstances that create our feelings. It is our thoughts, right? You have a circumstance, then you have a thought about the circumstance. That creates a feeling. It's not our feelings that create our thoughts. It's not our circumstances that create our feelings. It is the thoughts about the circumstances that create the feelings. Does that make sense? Circumstance, thought, feeling, right? And you can find more information about this idea from Brooke Castillo or Jody Moore. Brooke is the one that created this model called CTFAR, circumstance, thought, feeling, action, result. And she teaches how to put it into a model and how to work through things using that. I use it on a much more loose basis, I guess. And everything I teach is about creating better thoughts. So let me give you an example here. Let's say my kids are fighting. That's the circumstance. The kids are fighting, right? And I can have a million different thoughts about it. Let's say I think they shouldn't be fighting. This is not how good people treat each other. This is not how a family operates. This is what would people think if they could hear my kids fighting right now, right? I can have all of these thoughts about my kids fighting. And then when I have those types of thoughts, how do you think I react? I get mad, right? And I'm like, you guys, stop it. This is not the right way to behave. Be kind to each other. And I get mad, right? Or I can have the thought, they're kids. This is how kids behave. It's not a big deal. This is just a learning opportunity. This is a kid's job, is to figure out how to deal with these big emotions. They don't come out knowing how to do it. And so then I approach them from this calm, let's use this as a teaching moment or whatever opportunity. In the first circumstance or in the first situation, my reaction would have been modeling the behavior that I want my kids to stop exhibiting. Right? I would have gone in yelling and screaming and been like, stop yelling and screaming. I think most parents can relate to that. Or in the second example, when I'm being conscious about my thoughts and I'm saying, no, this is the way kids behave, then how I enter that situation is completely different, and I'm able to model the behavior I want my kids to model, right? Another good example is traffic, right? Traffic is neutral. Circumstances are always neutral. It's our thoughts we think about them that make them good or bad, right? So I'm in traffic and I can be in a mad rush, and so my thoughts are going to be really, like this is horrible, this is awful, why can't these people hurry up? Those sorts of things, right? And then my feelings are anger, frustration, all of that. Or I can be in traffic and I can be on my way to having a really difficult conversation or a party I don't want to go to. I don't really love parties, whatever. And my thoughts can be like, thank goodness I get to be late. Thank goodness for a few more minutes alone with myself and my thoughts in the car. Right? The traffic hasn't changed. Nothing's different about the traffic. It's only the thoughts that I'm thinking. And so I'm just laying this thin layer out right now. Just this foundational idea that I just want you to start paying attention to. When you notice yourself blaming your feelings on a circumstance, I want you to write it down. Okay? I want you to write down the circumstance that you're in, the thought you're having about it, and the feeling, right? And then I just want you to get curious. What's a different thought about this neutral circumstance, even though it probably doesn't feel neutral, that would create a different feeling? And here's a little caveat that I want to add. Sometimes this isn't about always having positive emotions, because that's not the world we live in. It wouldn't be appropriate to always have positive emotions, because there are things that happen that warrant a negative emotion, right? I've talked about it before. Somebody kicks my puppy. I don't want to laugh and giggle about it. I don't think a thought like, no big deal, right? But I can be in control. I get to choose my thoughts. That's what we're getting at here, is being in control of our thoughts so that we're in control of our emotions, right? And it's not about telling ourselves stupid things that aren't believable. Like, it's not me losing my job and thinking like, isn't this great? Oh, this is so wonderful. Because that's not real, right? That's not going to work, because I'm lying to myself. But I can choose a different thought. I can choose curiosity. I can choose acceptance. I can choose lots of different things that put me in a place where I can make productive decisions rather than being a slave to my emotions, right? Okay, and I'll talk lots more about this in lots of different ways, and I'll probably say the same thing a million different ways, because this really is the foundation of what I do. Everything I teach is about finding ways to have better thoughts so that we can have a better life, essentially. You know, I mean, that sounds really simplistic, but that's what it comes down to. So I want to leave that with you today, and stay tuned for more, or look back on past trainings to find ways of having better thoughts. And I will see you next Tuesday. Okay, take care.